roadside stands, simple as this right here. You know, a couple of high school kids with a card table and some strawberries. And typically that's how a lot of these stands begin. With just, you know, you have a big garden, or you're a commercial producer of some scale already, and you think, well, I've got too much of this, or maybe I could make some money off of this. And so your first step is just to go ahead and put a table out front and put some product on it and put a sign up that says for sale and a price on it. And then the next stage is going up to something like this, where you've got a little bit more product out there. It's a little larger in terms of what you can display. Sometimes you're on an honor system here where you have a cash box. If you do that, make sure that cash box is very sturdy and well anchored, okay, or else it will walk away, guaranteed. And the other thing is that expect people to sometimes help themselves for free. That's just the price of doing business with nobody out there to guard it, okay? So expect that to happen. Okay, next stage, you probably go to something like this, where it's a little, you may be using an existing building that you already have and adding a little more space around it for displays. And then all of you should have a goal of going to something like this, I would guess, where you take an old dairy barn, remodel it, and make a fairly large upscale kind of market out of it. And that's typically how these businesses progress, if everything is going well. We are kind of behind the times in terms of direct marketing. These are pictures from around the world. Direct marketing like this is done in most of the rest of the world. We have just gotten away from that, and now we're getting back to it. And there's big advantages to direct market. Some of them are there all the time, every day. Some are just there certain days of the week. But they can be fairly simple or they can be fairly complicated depending on where they are. Like I said, much of the rest of the world buys its food through a direct market kind of approach, where the refrigeration is not as up to date as ours, and so they have to buy their food every day. And when you have to buy your food every day, you typically just go down the street and buy it. Now, that's probably why we've gotten away from that, is because we have modern refrigeration that we only have to buy once a week or maybe once every 10 days, depending on the size of your family. But we are seeing a change in the U.S., and that's good. One of the things that's starting to happen is this move to buy local, and I think that's going to become more and more important. You know, as you see the price of gas. As I was coming up here, one of the news people said that in the Lansing area, the price of gas went up 30 cents yesterday. Currently, it costs to get a load of produce from California to Chicago, it costs about $5,000. And all of that is tacked on to the cost of the produce that you're buying. And so there's a significant portion of the cost that goes just in transportation costs. And that's a little bit disturbing because many of the products that are coming from other states, we could grow here. And you can take advantage of that. And there's going to be a big move, I think, in this area where you're buying local food. You know, not year-round, because we can't produce food year-round, but we can produce it in our window. And this is the whole idea here, thousands of miles fresher. And Susan had that in her presentation as well, is that whenever you can buy it locally, whenever you can grow it locally, it's a lot fresher. She didn't mention the nutrition aspects of it in terms of the vitamins and enzymes and all that is higher in locally grown produce than it is in produce that's shipped 2,000, 3,000 miles or more in some cases. Again, even with modern refrigeration, we can get it here fairly quickly and in good shape, but guaranteed the broccoli that you're buying today in the store probably was picked a week ago. Just by the time it's harvested, transported, sent to a central receiving area, and then redistributed, it's probably a week old. So it's surprising at how good a shape it is, even though it's that old. All right, so where do you start? Some of you have already started. 3 or 4 of you raised your hand. And what you need to do is take a realistic look at your assets. Sit down and really look at where you are. and what assets do you have. And then after that, you need to develop a marketing plan. Just because you put something in the ground doesn't mean that when it's mature and ready to harvest, you have somebody there ready to buy it. You know, it's just not the way it's going to be. You have to work at thinking about, where am I going to sell this? How am I going to move this product? Okay, number one, where are you located? Now, is this what you see out your door? If this is what you see out your door, then you're going to have a different marketing plan than if this is what you see out your door. Both of these have good and bad things about them, but it's something that you have to consider. Now, granted, most of you are probably somewhere in between here, but this location determines if you will be, number one, a drive-by market. Now, do you have enough traffic in front of your house to be a drive-by market? A drive-by market, what I mean is you've got a lot of people going by that they will stop on their way home, generally, to get something for dinner that night or the next night. So are you a drive-by market? Or do you need to make yourself into a destination kind of market? Now, if you're the lonely road there with nobody on it, you're going to be a destination market. And what I mean by that is that you have to create a reason for people to come. That's why drive-by markets that I have here, all you have to sell is product. You can make enough money off of product because people are going to come in and come out really fast. But if you're a destination market, you need to create a reason for them to get there, and you need to provide enough things for them to do that they stay. This here happens to be a picture of St. John's Cider Mill here up in north of Lansing, where they really could be both, because they have enough traffic on 27 there to be a drive-by market, but they've also created a destination market. And you can see they have these different activities for kids to do. You could spend an afternoon there. And that's what destination markets want you to do. And once you have the customers there, then you provide other things for them. You can have a restaurant, you can have a bakery, you can have a lot of different things. So look at that. Where are you? And what do you have around you? Okay, next thing you need to look at is, who are your potential customers? Okay, it'll determine whether you're a you-pick or an already picked. Families like you-pick, people looking for bargains like you-pick, people who have high incomes and are in a hurry want already picked. Price is something that can vary too. If you're in a high income, you can change the price. I have some growers in my area that change the price on the weekends because they know that a lot of the customers are from Illinois, and so the price is higher on the weekends. Why not? You're in business to make money. There's nothing wrong with that.